World War II produced some of the most unconventional weapons ever imagined, machines and ideas so unusual that many seem unbelievable today. This documentary explores the strangest weapons invented during World War II, why they were built, and what became of them. 1. Kugelpanzer, or ball tank, Germany's mysterious ball tank. The Kugelpanzer, or ball tank, remains one of the least understood German inventions of the war. Only a single example survives today, found by the Soviets and stored in a Russian museum. It was a small, one-man spherical vehicle with two large rolling side wheels and a tiny stabilizing wheel at the rear. 2. Soviet Aerosans, propeller-powered snow vehicles. To fight in the harsh winters of Eastern Europe, the Soviet Union deployed Aerosans, lightweight sled vehicles driven by aircraft propellers. Fast across frozen terrain, they supported ski troops, transported supplies, and evacuated wounded soldiers. 3. Yokosuka MYXY-7 Oka, Japan's human-guided rocket plane. Japan's Oka, nicknamed Baka Bomb by the Allies, was a rocket-powered suicide aircraft designed to attack warships at high speed. Carried into battle by a bomber, the Oka was released near the target, then accelerated to over 600 miles per hour, too fast for anti-aircraft guns to track effectively. 4. Ba-349 Natter, Germany's vertical takeoff rocket fighter. The Ba-349 Natter was one of the earliest attempts at a vertical launch interceptor. Made mostly from wood, it was designed to fire a salvo of rockets at Allied bombers, after which the pilot would eject and the fuselage would descend separately. Only one manned test flight occurred and ended in disaster. Although unmanned launches were somewhat successful, the Natter never became operational. Its concept, however, foreshadowed future missile defense systems. 5. HMS Habakkuk, Britain's ice aircraft carrier. During the critical years of the Battle of the Atlantic, Britain explored building a massive aircraft carrier out of pykrete, a frozen mixture of wood pulp and water. Pykrete was surprisingly strong, resistant to melting, and even bullet-resistant. Designs proposed a ship over 1,000 feet long, cooled internally by refrigeration pipes. But the challenges were enormous: massive resource demands, slow construction, and a declining need as Allied technology improved. The project was canceled, but HMS Habakkuk remains one of the boldest naval concepts ever proposed. 6. I-400 submarine carriers, Japan's underwater aircraft platforms. Japan's I-400 class submarines were the largest of the war and carried their own aircraft inside a sealed deck-mounted hangar. Capable of launching 3 float planes, they were designed for surprise attacks on distant targets, including the U.S. mainland. Though technologically impressive, with global range and rapid aircraft assembly, the I-400s were completed too late. None carried out their planned missions before Japan's surrender. 7. Goliath, Germany's remote-controlled demolition tank. Long before modern drones, Germany built the Goliath, a small, remote-controlled tracked vehicle carrying up to 100 kilograms of explosives. Guided by a cable, operators attempted to steer it beneath tanks, bridges, or bunkers before detonating it. Thousands were made, but battlefield performance was poor. The thin control cables were easily cut by gunfire, and the vehicle moved slowly across rough terrain. Despite limited success, the Goliath was a significant early step in unmanned warfare. 8. Wind cannon, the German sonic cannon. The wind cannon, or wind cannon, was an experimental weapon attempting to use high-pressure shock waves to damage low-flying aircraft. A hydrogen-oxygen explosion created a powerful air blast aimed through a long barrel. Although tests showed it could shatter wooden targets at close range, the shockwave weakened too quickly over distance to be practical. The weapon never entered service and remains more a scientific curiosity than a battlefield tool. 9. Bat bombs, America's incendiary bat project. One of the most unusual Allied ideas came from a dentist who suggested weaponizing Mexican free-tailed bats. Fitted with tiny timed incendiaries, the bats would roost inside Japanese buildings, mostly wooden at the time, and ignite widespread fires. The U.S. military built prototypes and conducted several tests. Some worked exactly as intended. Others went wrong, with escaped bats accidentally burning parts of the test facility. The project required enormous logistical effort, and by 1944, it was canceled in favor of the atomic bomb program. Had it succeeded, the bat bomb might have caused devastating citywide fires. Instead, it remains one of the strangest concepts of the war. 10. Anti-tank dog mines, the Soviet Union's controversial program. The Soviet Union trained dogs to crawl under German tanks carrying explosive charges that detonated when the dog reached the underside of the vehicle. The idea was born out of desperation during the early phases of the German invasion. However, battlefield performance was inconsistent. Many dogs panicked, returned to their handlers, or ran under Soviet tanks, the ones they were originally trained with. German soldiers quickly learned to shoot any dog approaching their vehicles. Though a few German tanks were destroyed, the tactic was unreliable and ethically troubling, and the program was eventually scaled back. 11. Panji bomb, Britain's anti-runway spike weapon. To disable enemy airfields, British engineers tested a bomb that scattered hardened steel spikes called Panjis across runways. Landing aircraft would strike them at high speed, damaging wheels, wings, or fuel tanks. Although clever, its effectiveness depended heavily on drop conditions and runway hardness. More reliable explosive charges replaced the concept, leaving the Panji bomb as one of the lesser-known Allied experiments. 12. Fusen Bakudan, Japan's intercontinental balloon bombs. Japan launched around 9,000 balloon bombs across the Pacific, carried by high-altitude winds toward North America. Each balloon, made from paper and hydrogen-filled, used mechanical controls to maintain altitude and drop incendiaries or explosives over land. Only a small percentage reached the continent, causing minimal damage. The most tragic incident killed 6 civilians in Oregon. Though militarily ineffective, the balloon bombs were historically significant, the world's first intercontinental weapon system.